Hello everyone. So I know I don't normally do these kinds of videos, but very recently I gotten into Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I've looked on the internet, and amazingly, I've not seen any videos that talk about the most satisfying moments on Avatar: The Last Airbender. Not satisfying as in, say, like, satisfying bending moments or satisfying moments of animation, but I mean like moments where a villain gets their comeuppance or a character arc comes full circle. So I thought I'd do this video talking about my top 10 most satisfying moments on Avatar: The Last Airbender. So if you haven't seen the show, obviously spoiler alert, and before we actually get into the list, I'd like to give some honorable mentions to Toph escaping from her captors by inventing metal bending, Zuko joining the gang, Iroh putting Commander Zhao in his place at the Agni Kai, and Master Pakku finally deciding to teach Katara waterbending. Alright, let's get into the list. So the final episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender delivers on so many levels, which includes not just one, but 4 final battles. I could have gone with Katara defeating Azula, but I feel this is probably more tragic since this is the point where Azula has a breakdown. And I also considered putting Iroh and the White Lotus liberating Ba Sing Se, but instead I decided to go with Sokka, Toph, and Suki single-handedly taking down the Airship fleet. It's particularly satisfying as we get this moment where Sokka and Toph are hanging on for dear life at the edge, and it looks like this is the end for them until Suki comes in. She manages to destroy the final airship and rescues them. The first season does end on a tragic note as we see Princess Yue sacrifice her life to save the Moon Spirit, but we do at least have the satisfaction in knowing that the man responsible for this ends up getting his just desserts. Aang merges with the vengeful Ocean Spirit and defeats the Fire Nation, and then once the Moon Spirit has been restored, it drops off Aang before going after Admiral Zhao. It's even more satisfying when you learn that his punishment continued in the afterlife when he was placed in the Fog of Lost Souls. I feel like Mai doesn't receive the praise that she deserves due to some particular members of the fandom, who shall remain nameless. And it's really disappointing because Mai is such an awesome character, and this is one of her best moments. She was obviously hurt when Zuko had to leave her behind to join the gang, but despite this, she still cares for him. And in this scene, she betrays Azula and her own uncle to help him and his friends escape the boiling rock. Sokka may be the only non-bender in Team Avatar, but what he lacks in bending and bronze, he makes up for in brains. And this is demonstrated here, where he manages to take down one of the most dangerous firebenders Team Avatar has ever faced using math and his trusty boomerang. There are many reasons why Sokka is such a beloved character, and this is one of those reasons. Finally, Zuko's character arc comes full circle. The angry, hot-tempered, banished prince of the Fire Nation, who has been so obsessed with capturing the Avatar, has now restored his honor by helping the Avatar restore balance to the world. Through this, Zuko has demonstrated that he is more worthy of the throne than his father, grandfather, and great-grandfather put together. And with his father now sulking in his jail cell, Zuko becomes the new Fire Lord. The second half of Season 2 was a particularly difficult time for Aang as he was separated from his oldest friend, Appa. It was also very difficult to watch Appa suffer so much cruelty and mistreatment before he is captured by Long Feng. Aang and his friends then try to find Appa and end up getting cornered by Long Feng and his Dai Li. And of course, this is the moment where Appa comes in and absolutely wrecks the Dai Li agents. And finally, Aang is reunited with his friend. The scene also gets bonus points for the part where Appa skips Long Feng on the water. Despite all the years of physical and psychological abuse Zuko has endured at the hands of Ozai, for 3 years he has still tried to earn the approval of his father. Thankfully, his journey through the Earth Kingdom and Uncle Iroh's teachings help him break free from his father's influence. The Day of the Black Sun may not have been the best day for Team Avatar, but this is still a major turning point as we see Zuko denounce his father and then leave to join Team Avatar. Of course, Ozai, being the sore loser that he is, then tries to kill Zuko with a lightning attack, And then, the supposedly weakling son that he always despised humiliates him by using his uncle's lightning redirection technique to send it right back into his face. From their first interaction in the first episode, it's clear that Aang is attracted to Katara in a romantic way. And in episodes like The Cave of Two Lovers and The Headband, Katara is implied to feel the same way towards Aang. Sadly, being in the middle of a war is not the most romantic setting, so they never really have much time to explore that side of their relationship. Thankfully, at the end of the series, the war is finally over, and the two are able to begin their relationship with a kiss, ending the series on a very satisfying note. I dare you not to tear bend during this scene. It was shocking when Zuko betrayed his uncle and his teachings when he was given the chance to go home. Thankfully, Zuko was shown to be remorseful about this shortly afterwards. The two are then reunited in the finale, and it is impossible not to cry tears of joy during this scene. Zuko finally acknowledges the father figure he never knew he had, and Iroh, who is happy that Zuko has now found his way, forgives him. Unlike Game of Thrones, Avatar: The Last Airbender knows that 3 seasons of buildup deserves a great payoff. This scene has got so much going for it. First, after hearing Ozai talk smack about the air nomads, we then have the satisfaction of seeing Aang go into the Avatar state and then proceed to wipe the floor with him. And then there's this part where you can actually see the fear in Ozai's eyes when he thinks Aang is about to end him. And then of course, there's the moment we've all been waiting for when Aang finally defeats Fire Lord Ozai. In addition to that, he manages to do so in such a way that does not conflict with his pacifist beliefs. And Ozai, who had always prided himself on being powerful and strong and all that, is reduced to a weak, powerless, drooling heap who is collapsed on the ground, utterly humiliated, while Sokka and Toph waste no time in mocking him. Well, that's all for now. Be sure to comment down below what your most favorite, most satisfying moments are from the series, and I suppose I'll see you later. Take care.